Aloha and welcome to the cellular respiration video. In our video today we're going to connect cellular respiration to human breathing as we discuss what cellular respiration is, and then we'll go over the entire concept of a redox reaction with you. Okay, we're going to start off by talking about cellular respiration here. And cellular respiration is the fancy name of a cell taking glucose and making ATP, or energy, in a form that it can use. So while the cell itself can't use this glucose energy, it can use that energy to make ATP. And as we learned in our last lesson, ATP is what the cells use for energy. Now, a lot of times we get a little confused because we see this word respiration and we think about breathing. Well, one of the things to look at is in our equation, these are our reactants. This is what we need to have this work. So obviously if we're going to take sugar, we need the sugar, plus we also need oxygen, which is what we breathe in. We breathe in the air to get oxygen out of the air. Then our reaction proceeds and we end up making the ATP that we showed you. We also make water, and then we're also going to have carbon dioxide, which is what we exhale out. So our breathing is a way of bringing oxygen in for this equation that we need for the process to happen, and then we also use it to get rid of the carbon dioxide, which is the waste product. That's what we breathe out. So you can see how even though respiration's in both, they are related, they're tied in together, but cellular respiration occurs in all the cells. All right, so cellular respiration is a interesting type of reaction. It's called a redox reaction. And if we split redox right here, you can see how we have a reduction, but we also have an oxidation. So because we have both reduction and oxidation, that's why we call it a redox reaction. So let's take a look at the oxidation first. The oxidation is where glucose is going to lose an electron and a hydrogen. So our glucose molecule is over here. This is where we're starting at. And it's going to lose electrons. The electrons it loses are what goes on to form this ATP. But it also loses some hydrogen. So if you recall, the glucose is C6H12O6, and we get rid of the hydrogen, then we're left with this C6O6, and we add a little bit of oxygen, and that's how we end up with our carbon dioxide. So glucose is being oxidated, and it becomes carbon dioxide. Now, we also have this reduction part of the equation, and that's where oxygen is going to gain some electrons, and it's going to gain hydrogen. So if I take oxygen and I add hydrogen in its most favorite way, it's going to form this water over here. So you can see how cellular respiration has this oxidation part and this reduction part, and that's why we call it a redox reaction. Okay, so that's the end of our video. As always, the lessons will go into them a little bit more in detail, so good luck on the lessons, and we'll see you in the next video.